Few things match the feeling of having a dragon mount to take on the world with. While many dragons in video games are exclusively enemies, there are a few games that let players befriend their own dragon companion. Here are 11 video games that let you ride dragons. Number 11. Eragon. Despite both the Eragon movie and game not being particularly well received, it does let the player ride the dragon central to the story. The game unfortunately drops players into repetitive levels and forced dragon riding segments, but does redeem itself slightly with the Saphira sections. These levels give players some engaging combat between ground units and other dragons. With fire breath, unique movement, and Eragon's own magic, the Saphira segments are easily the best part of an otherwise underwhelming game. Number 10. World of Warcraft. With how vast World of Warcraft is, it would only make sense that players would be able to ride mounts around its many biomes. Starting at level 30, players will be able to purchase both a flying mount and the license to fly said mount around. From there, the already huge map opens up even more with only a few areas locked behind licenses. And as you might assume, dragons are some of the mounts that are available for purchase. Number 9. Monster Hunter Stories. Monster Hunter Stories is a spin-off of the Monster Hunter series, which allows players to befriend and bond with monsters rather than hunting them. Beyond just bonding with these monsties, players are able to ride the monsters they befriend. In the first game, 9 of the available monsters are able to fly. Some of these monsters include iconic faces of the franchise, such as Rathalos, Rathian, Gravios, and Saragios. Number 8. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Many companions are available to join Oliver of Motorville on his journey into the other world. One of these companions is the purple Wyvern Tengri, who is able to fly after Oliver helps him through his side quest. Thanks to Tengri, the wide map of the other world is made much easier to navigate while flying around. Unfortunately, there isn't any mounted combat to be had in this game, but a flying Wyvern companion is helpful in exploring this world. Number 7. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. In a game like Skyrim, where the player takes control of the Dragonborn, it would only make sense that you could get a dragon mount. And with the Dragonborn DLC, the player is finally able to ride dragons with the help of the Bend Will Dragon Shout Gol Hadov. Unfortunately, this mechanic doesn't allow players to have full control over dragons, as the shout only instructs a dragon to attack, switch targets, or land. Plus, with how powerful dragons are in Skyrim, once the player reverts back to a normal NPC, it could either just leave or even attack the player. Number 6. Drakan, Order of the Flame. Drakan, Order of the Flame puts players in control of Rhenn, who seeks out the help of the dragon Arak in order to save her brother and restore the Order of the Flame. The game gives the player a decent variety of environments, ranging from large-scale biomes perfect for dragon riding and smaller dungeons meant for only Rhenn. Drakan, Order of the Flame does a good job of fleshing out dragon riding combat, as players are able to freely jump on Arak to fight foes who require specific methods to defeat. Number 5. Lair. Lair takes place in a world threatened by several active volcanoes and focuses on the main character Rhenn, a dragon rider tasked with protecting the land. The game suffers from its dependence on the PS3 6-axis motion controls, which at the time of release led to a fair bit of criticism. Its focus on dragon riding does add a lot to the game though, as the vast majority of the game takes place in the air, with a few segments requiring Rhenn to take on enemies on the ground. Number 4. Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous gives players a choice of 10 different mystic paths to take on demonic forces. On the path of the Mystic Rebels of Azata, the player will eventually be able to recruit a dragon companion named Ivu, who supplies plenty of combat advantages. Plus, if the player character is a small size, they will be able to ride Ivu once she grows to medium size through leveling up. It is disappointing that the game doesn't let players fly through the air on Ivu, but the game does technically allow the player to ride a dragon. Number 3. Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Shadow of War is already exciting, as the Ranger Talion and Spirit Celebrimbor explore and conquer Mordor. What enhances this experience are the mounted skills, which allows Talion to hop on stunned monsters and use them to attack foes. With the right upgrades and the completion of the Karnan quest line, the player will be able to summon a dragon companion to mount and wreak havoc. Riding a dragon in any fight shifts the odds in Talion's favor, as enemies can only run and panic at the fire coming from above. Number 2. Panzer Dragoon. Despite the Panzer Dragoon franchise featuring dragon riding in many of its entries, only the first game truly realizes the potential of this premise. Designed as a role-playing rail shooter, Panzer Dragoon lets players upgrade both the rider and the mount in order to best handle the oncoming hordes of enemies. Plus, the game allows players to look in all directions to keep track of dragonflies, wasps, sandworms, and even battleships coming at them. Number 1. Century, Age of Ashes. Those looking for brutal combat while riding incredibly designed dragons should look no further than Century, Age of Ashes. The player takes on the role of a Dragoneer as they play through 5 different game modes with different dragon variants depending on their class. There are class-independent dragons, such as the stocky strong scale, and more general options to fit different playstyles. With dragons fit for both the frontline tank and the glass cannon, Century, Age of Ashes gives players the dragon riding experience they're looking for. That was our list of 11 video games where you can ride dragons. Remember to let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.